Hi, Dr. Lisa Vuich here, Renew MediSpa. We're here with April today, who was one of our first clients to try Daxxify, which is a new, longer-lasting wrinkle relaxer. So, April, you had been doing different brands. I think you said of Tox over the years. About How many years were you doing Tox?
Probably 10 to 15, I'd say.
Okay. And treating all the typical areas between your brows, the forehead, around your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Did you find one brand worked better for you than another, or lasted long, or what was your experience?
I would say I always had the best results with the Dysport in the past, so that would be pretty much my go-to.
Okay.
So this was exciting to try something new.
Mm-hmm. And how long would you say the Dysport lasted for you?
I would say about 3, maybe a little longer.
Maybe a little longer.
Yeah.
And that's fairly typical with most of the toxes, Botox, we could sort of call it generically. There are multiple brands. Allergan brand is Botox Cosmetic. There's Xeomin, there's Dysport or Dysport, and then also Jeuveau, which happens to be our most popular here at Renew. Daxxify is quite different than everything that's come before. It has a special peptide as a stabilizing agent, whereas the others use something called human serum albumin. But this peptide actually allows it to bind faster, very efficiently, very strongly to the target receptor. And in the studies, it gave most patients 6 months and sometimes even as long as 9 months for duration of effect. So that was definitely an attraction for you.
100%.
Was
100%.
Just not having
longevity.
As many,
exactly.
Longevity. What was your experience once we did the Daxxify in terms of how long it took before you saw results?
So I would say the 11s were almost immediate, like within 24 hours. Mm-hmm. Maybe, a few days for the forehead and the crow's feet, but it was definitely, the onset was quicker.
Okay.
And I will say in my 11s, I usually have a deep line that even no matter what I've had, that I can still see, and it's softened it the most. So
compared to other things,
compared to any other thing, yeah.
And that's what we were told in meetings that we attended beforehand, before the actual launch, was that what they were seeing, even in the studies, was a stronger effect in really resistant areas, like some people, as you said, the line between the brows. Sometimes you just can't completely get that to relax fully, but the Daxxify seems to have a potency that allows it to do that. So April, for you, we did the standard dose, which is 40 units between her brows. We went light on the forehead. We went with 12. We didn't want you to feel too frozen or have too much heaviness. And we do that with the other toxins as well. We tend to dose the forehead lightly because we don't want to lose all of the forehead muscle effect, which is raising your brows. And around your eyes, we did 28 units per side. Now, those unit numbers may sound large or to you. They may sound like bigger numbers. The most important thing to understand about the Daxxify is that the units are completely different than the units of the other toxes. It's just you can't compare. If you're used to doing 20 units of Jeuveau between your brows, the recommended dose of Daxxify is going to be the 40 units in order to be sure you have the best chance of getting 6 to 9 months of duration of effect. So for that reason, we are charging differently for the Daxxify. We are charging per area, not per unit, because the units are so different. So too soon to say, how long, your results will last. We're going to check back in with you.
Yep, absolutely. It feels really natural.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have any bruising. That was great injecting there.
Thank you.
But,
Thank you.
No, it's been a great experience. If this lasts 6 months, it's to me, it's a no-brainer.
A no-brainer.
So.
And we can use Daxxify in all of the areas that we use our other toxes, so we can certainly work you through, how many units per area. We have a quick, simple cost comparison with a couple different dose ranges, so if you want to quickly look at the numbers of, what you normally spend versus what you might spend with Daxxify, we can work you through those numbers to help you make the best decision. But we're excited about this new product.
I'm thrilled.
It's quite different. It's the only one with this peptide. It's the only one made 100% in the USA. No human or animal byproducts, so it's actually the vegan option if that's important to you. And
super exciting.
Yeah, so
and
far.
To me, coming in twice a year versus, you come in, it's not a big deal when you come in, but because it takes a few minutes, but just twice a year alleviates really.
Yeah.
Coming in 4 times, just and knowing that I have the longevity of it is a big difference for me.
And I think it makes a difference too because you feel less, like if you can get that longer duration, then you don't feel like you're chasing it.
Exactly. exactly.
You know, and again, I want to emphasize that that 6-month duration, half of the patients in the studies made it to the 6 months, but their effect was not gone at 6 months. Okay, at 6 months they were marked as still none to mild movement of the muscle between the brows.
It's huge.
So that's different than saying it totally wore off at 6 months.
Absolutely.
So that's really why I'm excited about this, because I know that most of our clients are not running in here when they have none or mild.
Exactly.
They're coming in when it's pretty much all gone, you know, and if that's every 3 months normally, and you're able to maybe get 7, 8, or 9 months, 10% of patients at 9 months still had none or mild movement. That's
game changing.
Game changing. Absolutely. And so we're excited to offer the option. We don't think this is, you know, going to overtake, you know, every other tox out there. But if you have a busy schedule, or you wish your tox lasted longer, or you potentially want to save money, because you could if you're one of these people who gets really long duration, we've got it here, and we're happy to answer your questions.
It's a great option. Thank you.
You're welcome.